everybody, Steven here, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about actually a question that one of my cousins had, which was if you're doing like a dance workout video, is that going to help you lose weight, right? So her husband was saying no, and that's a very loaded question, right? Like, is it going to help me lose weight? Yes. So right off the bat, yes, it can help you lose weight, right? One of the things that I pointed out though was I could not eat and lose weight. I could go for walks. I could go jog. There's a lot of different things that I could do in order to lose weight, right? Some things work better for some people than others. So that is very, very true. If I'm looking at, and my wife does these videos as well, but if I'm looking at it, what you're really getting out of that is cardio, right? We're working on the cardiovascular system. So we're working on making my heart stronger, right? And my capacity for doing more cardio. With that, one of the things that I always kind of think about is that is burning calories, but not necessarily building muscle. So when clients come to me, one of the first things that we talk about, because we always do an eval, is I'm not as concerned with their weight with that. A lot of people have a lot of weight to lose, and I'm not saying that, but I'm really focused on, are they losing body fat and are we changing their inches? Because to me, that is really showing me that we're doing a body composition change. And that is really what I want. That's what I want for any of my clients, and that, in my opinion, is the most important thing. And what I mean by that is, am I gaining lean muscle mass? Am I gaining muscle and losing body fat? Now, why is that important? Why does it apply to this? Because the more muscle that I have, the higher my base metabolic rate is, meaning the more calories I burn at rest. So when I look at something and I'm wanting to do a program with somebody, we always focus on strength training. I always need to build muscle. So strength training and something called hypertrophy, which is muscle building, bodybuilders do that, right? Among many other different things that we need, essential skills that I want to teach them. Maybe somebody's coming to me and they have a medical condition that we need to work on, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, strength training and muscle building is really what I'm after with a lot of people. Because as I increase their lean body mass, we are burning more calories at rest. They're gonna, because of that, lose weight, right? But muscle weighs more than fat too, so that's why I'm not as concerned with looking at the scale. With that body composition change, we're really just wanting to make the person healthier. That's the overall goal. When somebody says, hey, I need to lose weight, right? Yeah, they need to lose weight, but behind that, what they're really after is, I wanna be healthier. I wanna feel better, I wanna look better, all these other things, okay? So, yes, the dancing video is going to help you lose weight, but that is strictly because you are burning the calories via the movement that you're doing in that moment, right? So as I do the dance video, as I do whatever it else may be, and there's really no external load necessarily with that. I'm not deadlifting weights or doing pull-ups or push-ups or crawls or anything like that. There is a small percentage, especially when you're starting off, that you are gaining some amount of muscle, very, very minimal. But for the most part, what you're doing is just through those movements, you're just burning calories. Because your body's not gaining a ton of muscle with that, your base metabolic rate isn't going up. And this is something I've talked about before when we were doing the podcast, Local A-List. I've talked about it in different videos, but the reason the Biggest Loser doesn't work for those contestants, and I've been fortunate enough, I did a couple training sessions with Danny Cahill, one of the winners, who's from Broken Arrow, actually where I live. A lot of times you'll see these contestants gain all this weight when they're done, and the reason is because they literally just strip all the weight off them via a ton of conditioning cardio. Now there's a mixture of weight in there, but they're literally just stripping them off by just essentially input and output. We reduce the amount of calories that you're consuming and burn a ton of them. What they should focus on is building a ton of muscle so that their base metabolic rate goes up, and then over time they can sustain that so that when they're done with the show, they won't just gain all the weight back. These guys are working out 4 to 6 hours a day. Danny Cahill, I think, was working out 6 hours a day, just burning as many calories as possible, boxing and doing all these different conditioning. But you can't maintain that forever. In the same way that you're probably not going to do your hip hop dance video cardio conditioning stuff forever, right? At a certain point, you're going to take a break from it, stop, whatever it may be. And then now, because you're not burning those calories for the day, and you're most likely consuming the same amount, unless you've really harped on the diet, which you should be anyways, you might gain that weight back, right? Where if we build up the muscle, you're just gonna be burning more calories while you're just hanging out, right? So yes, like I said, you will burn calories, you will lose weight doing a hip hop video, doing any of the other DVDs that you see out there, YouTube videos, whatever it may be. Just keep in mind and understand what it's doing. We're improving the cardiovascular system. That is phenomenal, right? And you need that, right? But you are just burning calories in that. You need some strength training in there somewhere. That is the biggest thing that I think a lot of people are missing. They're doing a ton of cardio. They're just not getting that aspect of it. Now, we're doing a little bit of strength training. We've worked on the diet. Diet is really, really good. We've tightened it up. We're eating very nutrient-dense foods. We're eating whole foods. And at that point, you're like, I need to do some cardio. And I don't want to run. I like walking. I'll do it on occasion, but I want something else. Hip hop, like if you want to do that for your cardio, I say go for it. Like that's awesome. You're getting the cardio in there. You just have to make sure that you're getting that strength training in there, right? So for me, if one of those pieces is missing, it's always much harder to get to whatever goal you have. If I'm not strength training, I'm missing that, right? We have a problem there, right? If I'm only doing the strength training and then I don't do any conditioning, right? My cardiovascular system can suffer, right? We want to make sure that that is healthy as well. Maybe I'm doing the strength training and the cardiovascular stuff, but I'm not eating properly. Then I'm just going to have to work twice as hard, right? Your body's not going to recover as well. And you may be consuming still way more calories than you're ever burning. And because of that, you're still going to gain some body fat. So that's why I said it's a very loaded question with that. And you have to understand each piece to it. So just to reiterate, yeah, you can do that. You can lose weight. It's not sustainable unless you're doing some strength training to build some lean body mass, right? Strength training or hypertrophy training, okay? But if that's what you're choosing to do the cardio, I say go for it, right? In kind of one of the phrases that I always tell clients is like, when in doubt, move. And with that, like doing that is better than not doing anything at all. And sometimes people just need something to get them going. So I definitely encourage you to do something. Maybe that's your entry point, and then in a couple months, maybe we'll get a membership to a gym and we'll start going and doing some strength training. That's fine. Just have that roadmap, have that plan, understand that you need to incorporate strength training, that hypertrophy training at some point. Maybe you're just doing the hip hop stuff and then you get down on the ground and you do some push-ups, and we do some crawls, and we do some pull-ups off a tree that's close by, right? Whatever it may be, you get a couple just little weights and we start doing some of that stuff as well. That will be a huge addition to just doing that. And that's just that baby step that we can kind of take in order to go in the right direction. So that is it. Hopefully this helps anybody that had the similar question to that. Hopefully that answers my cousin's question as well. And if you guys like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all of my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.